music. Hey everybody, welcome to a special edition NFL Draft Fantasy for 2025. I am your host, your friendly local neighborhood YouTuber Michael Amen, joined by
Brian Wilczek.
And we're a little bit nervous. It's kind of crazy.
It's pre-season 2 of that fantasy show. We're coming to you from a fresh set, a new logo. We just flashed it up for you. True to ourselves. We're 45 minutes later than we started, but that's okay. We're slapping this thing together as we go. We got a fresh computer here, courtesy of John. We got 3 webcams today.
We're locked and loaded.
We're ready to go.
But this isn't as easy as it looks, as we've said before. But we did want to talk some fantasy with everybody. We want to go over some fantasy rankings for this season. We got people we love. We got people we want you to stay away from. But we're also going to check in with the Closing with Steve Dynasty League. And we're going to be conducting the rookie draft live on the air with that. 2 rounds of picks. Rookies shouldn't take too long. Maybe we'll be joined by a couple of the owners of the teams in that league. Trying to get some of that together right now. But it's been a wonderful offseason, Brian. How's it going?
Oh, it's going. I mean, summer's flying by. I can't believe it's football time.
I'm so excited. Half the country's so excited. I swear this is getting closer. We're about 2 weeks away from the first game. About 2 weeks.
The preseason's strong. Fantasy drafts are underway.
You been watching any preseason?
Barely any. I've been so busy. Football comes Halloween. So you spooky lovers out there, I'm ready. We're buying the stuff from Home Depot. It's filling the garage up. Archer wants everything out right now.
It is that
The
season.
whole house is decked out.
It's that season, although some people might be on the, it's too early. No, it's never too early for that.
Every day is Halloween.
But, yeah, it's been a wonderful off season. We need to kick back into this. I've watched a couple preseason games. I had a couple wagers on some, so that'll make you be into it a little more. But they do a lot of the later string guys of the roster, so it's definitely a little harder to follow and pay attention when you're used to better quality football.
Yeah, it's tough. Crazy things going on in the preseason. What do you think about the new first down? They got the little tool they use now.
So I do think we're advancing the game. We do need to make some changes. We're in a technological age right now where we shouldn't be at a disadvantage where we're measuring first downs by chains and how the referee spots the ball. However, in that marking system, it is interesting. The referee still does control the spot of the ball there. So even if he makes an egregious spot, whatever the data is going to say, that's going to be a correct 10 yards. But now we're still trusting one human to put the ball down in the right spot. But it should create some interesting situations as we get into the games this year, for sure.
That's for sure. I'm still figuring things out in the background here. We got a lot planned for you today. We're going to check in on the Closing with Steve Dynasty Fantasy Football League.
These guys are ready to draft, bro.
It's season 3. For those of you unfamiliar, the Dynasty League, we keep our whole team and we just draft rookies every year. So year 3, we're coming off a fresh Mean Machine victory for the championship, dethroned me.
Give him a round of applause. Congrats again, Gary. His team had a great season. He's a wonderful fantasy competitor. Just everybody can win, and that guy's the one who won in this league last year. So, fun fact, both participants in the finals last year were in the finals in the first year, so I know the rest of us are just hoping that we can get a chance to possibly win that championship.
Don't count on it.
Yeah. But anyway, so we are going to conduct a rookie draft with that league, and it's just going to be 2 rounds of picks, and it shouldn't take too long. I know these guys are sitting on the edge waiting, so how do we feel about Zoom? You think we're close for that? You want to check in with these guys, or you want to look into some rankings real quick?
Might have to flash some rankings. Let you talk through some things while I figure out in the background. I'm getting the Zoom ID going.
Let's go.
Got to figure out the audio. Like I said.
Let's go. We do want to talk to a
together on the
couple of
fly.
those owners, you know.
Yeah.
Nice to get some different perspectives from this league. And, you know, in a dynasty league, it's definitely more of an expert league. It's going to require a little bit more skill because in a typical league, you can be lucky, although skill helps in those leagues too, but you want to be evolving in the fantasy world. And that's where the dynasty one, it just takes it to another level where, like I said, we're on year 3. So if you made mistakes 2 years ago, it's going to show up now. If you continue to make mistakes, you're going to show that, you know, you're not a good team. And if you are a good team, you can kind of puff your chest out a little bit because, you know, it took a couple years to build this team. A lot of the guys got old. So there's already people that had some top tier running backs in that first year that we did this thing. And now they're already looking for running backs this year, or we're looking for receivers this year. Different looking draft than we did last year. Last year we did the draft with just YouTube short videos, and I was just making a couple crazy videos, building some suspense in between each pick. But this year we want to try to conduct it a little faster, so there's not a little or as much waiting time between picks as we did last year. But yeah, and we got a new set behind us there. It's a little different looking back here. We're trying to evolve. We put a little bit more money into the podcast this year. We're still not receiving any yet, but we got goals.
Yeah, aspirations.
You know, you want to operate like that can be possible. We do want to help people with fantasy rankings, and we also want to, you know, help you with tips where you could possibly control your own league. So we'll see what Brian's getting queued up
I am
here.
getting some live feedback. We can't hear the effects. Let's give a round of applause. Just try it out. Let's see if it's going through. Do it again.
Okay, we'll see what the people say to that. Anyway.
I'll turn the audio on. Try it again.
Let's go. Rounds of applause.
See if that worked, people.
And if that doesn't work, we just won't hit that button anymore. So anyway, what you going to pull up on the screen? Can you pull up some rankings? And I'll talk about them for a little bit.
All right, I got to set the scene here. Hold on, sir.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Woo, nerves, man. That's crazy.
They'll get you. I'm too locked into trying to figure this out.
Yeah. No, for sure. 100%. So
So let's see what I can.
And that's kind of what the risk you run when you do something live here is you run the chance of awkward situations like this. But we like being authentic and genuine with it, so whatever happens. And obviously, this isn't as easy as it looks. Everybody
it's preseason for us too, so it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
a dry
we need
run.
to practice.
Yeah.
Especially with the additions that we've made. You might notice Ella is missing this week, but she will be a regular contributor just as she was before. She has her own microphone set up and everything. Can't wait to see the Kids Pick 6 coming up this year. That's going to be a good time. Again, I want to jump into some of these rankings and we'll go over some typical stuff and then we'll get into some draft strategies. Brian and I differ a little bit how we draft, but I think we understand each other. And there's a few different ways you can conduct yourself when you're operating your draft, especially in the redraft leagues. A lot of that, there's going to be some luck that comes into play in that for sure. But, you want to be skilled, you want to be prepared. And a lot of what the typical rankings are when you're going through your draft rooms, I disagree with some of the rankings. Some people are much higher than they should be, and some people are much lower.
All right, we
than
got some rankings on the screen here.
So while you got that, I can sit here and talk about that.
What are we looking at first?
So we're good right there. You could stay on that page. So obviously in the top 10 here, if I'm picking, I want to go receiver heavy. However, the top 2 or 3 running backs here, they're great this year. Robinson and Gibbs, I feel like you can't go wrong with one of those guys. I'm a little weary of Mr. Barkley just because he was all world last year. He put up insane numbers. They won a Super Bowl. Congratulations to them, but I'd be a little skeptical just because he has some previous injury history. It makes me a little bit nervous. It's just one guy. I would rather, in that scenario, you could still find similar value, especially if he ends up doing the same thing. You're not going to find the same value, but you can get close to it later on down in the draft. But there's a lot of receivers here in this draft where I feel like with your first pick, you should want to walk away with, if you're lucky, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Jefferson, Neighbors, St. Brown, Nakua, or Collins, or Thomas. I would take any of those guys with my first pick before I would take Mr. Barkley. Again, that's just my opinion. I like to try to get better value with the running backs later, but you can't go wrong with these top picks. A lot of people want to, in my opinion, rush and take multiple running backs because it's more of a thin position and try to be loaded like that, but just for me and my personal experiences, things I've seen, that doesn't always work out. Sometimes running backs end up in a share or miss some time with injury. I'd rather be stronger at receiver and then figure out running backs later. If you wanted to scroll down, Brian, if we can get into the 20s and 30s right there. So there's value here. If I took a receiver first, then there's definitely value for running backs here. People I'm looking at, I love year 2 and 3 guys. I definitely like the young guys. You want to stay young, especially in certain positions. However, Devon Achane, I'm not necessarily sold on him just because he also has injury history too. He's primed for a big year if he's healthy. I don't want to wish an injury on somebody, but you do want to not be, aloof to the fact that it does happen. And then Mr. Genty right behind there. He's probably the rookie consensus number 1 pick for anybody doing that, and the top rookie taken in most of these drafts. The guy's great. Just in my experience, again, rookie running backs, they don't always get, off to a great start. It may take a while for blitz pickups and whatnot. So those are guys I'm treading a little weary, but if I took a receiver first, I'm a little comfortable going there. I would also go tight end here in this scenario because there's two top tight ends where with my second pick, if I went receiver with the first pick, I would definitely try to leave this draft with Browers or McBride. Just because the tight end position, we've talked about it before here on that fantasy show, it's real thin. So if you can get one of those top tier guys, then you're going to be okay. You could still figure out the rest of your draft later on. There's still some value again at running back later. And even if you took a receiver with your first pick, you could kind of skip away from it now with these mid picks because there's a lot of receivers available, especially in the 50 to 60 range and the 70 to 80 range. And also for running backs in that same range, there's still a couple guys. So you can afford to take a chance on one of these tight ends. You'd want to have one of them. But if not, there's still plenty of receivers here that I would take. And quarterbacks, Brian, start going quicker. Once you get to round 2 and round 3.
Depends on your league, too. They could go further down, the draft order, but it really comes down to, the feel for the league. Because not every league is going to draft the same. You gotta adapt during the draft. Doesn't matter how many practice drafts you do. Quarterbacks start picking off like flies. You've got to pick one, or you're going to be left with.
And would you say you've seen some crazy things happen in the past, maybe where people are reaching for people? I see that every year. Whether it's Mahomes in round 2 when you could have got him in 6, whether it's picking your defense at pick 10. Like there's certain scenarios where, okay, I can understand you explaining that to me, but it's not necessarily the best logic. I like to operate best available and not trying to reach for people. So if I need a tight end, but there's still receivers and running backs in the 20s and 30s, I'm not going to reach for a tight end with my third pick, especially if the top 2 are gone. Once those top 2 tight ends are gone, you might as well wait till later in the draft. Stock up on receiver. And if you want one of the top 5 quarterbacks, by all means, go ahead and get one of them. They put up the most points in the leagues every year. So especially the quarterbacks, the top 4 that are going to get the rushing touchdowns, Jackson, Allen, forgive me, I'm brain farting because I'm nervous, but when you get Hurts, it gets a little, what's the kid from Washington? Daniels, excuse me again. So you want one of those guys. You want to have the like top tier running backs because
we got the dogs barking.
Yeah. There's a lot going on here, but like I said, I can talk for sure. But so I would try to get quarterback later. However, if you get one of those top guys again, so if you went receiver, tight end, and then you got one of those quarterbacks with your first 3 picks, now you're sitting there holding top tier level guys from 3 important positions. We still haven't picked a running back yet, but if you scroll down, Brian, if we get into these 30s and 40s, just so you can see what type of running backs are available there if you went that route. So there's a couple guys here, a little on the older side or more injury side. So again, in this scenario myself, I may take another receiver here just to try to be stronger. But if you wanted to go running back here, there's some great names. Breece Hall, James Cook, even another rookie that I feel like is going to get a lot of playing time in a system that loves to run the ball and has a great offensive line, Omarion Hampton. That's a guy I would reach for. And then if you're still looking outside of the 4 quarterbacks that are going to get the rushing touchdowns, Mr. Joe Burrow last year led the league in passing yards and passing touchdowns. He wasn't necessarily QB 1, 2, or 3 in fantasy because he doesn't get rushing touchdowns, but he still got high value. So you could spend one of your first 3 or 4 picks on quarterbacks. But if you're one of those guys, you love Mahomes. Okay, I get it. Mahomes is going to be, considered one of the greats when his career is said and done. But the reality is you could still get a guy like that later. And then I want to tell you about quarterbacks. There is value all throughout the draft. I'm seeing C.J. Stroud in mock drafts I'm doing still available in the last round. I'm seeing Stafford. There's serviceable guys. Tua Tagovailoa. There's still serviceable guys where, okay, even if you just want to stock up on the other positions and go for a quarterback later, there's going to be some value. There is some difference in the top tier guys. Those guys are going to get you about 25 to 30 a game, and you want that. And if they have a crazy week, it could be more. But some of the guys that are lower, they're going to be more consistent in their 17 to 20s, and they may not have some bad weeks, but you can get great value picking them later. Again, receivers right here too, there's still plenty of guys in this 37 to 47 range where if you went running back and quarterback in those first 2 picks, you could still get value at receiver here. It is a deep receiver draft this year, Brian. Even when you start getting into the later rounds, 13, 14, 15, you're going to see some guys that you could still plug in and you could start as your wide receiver too if you had to in certain weeks. So there's definitely different ways that you could pick your draft strategy, but I want to tell you the first 4 picks are going to be the most important. If you make a mistake in these picks or one of these guys gets injured, that's not necessarily a mistake. You can't see that coming. It's going to be a problem if these 4 picks aren't right. And then
different ways that you can pick your draft strategy, but I want to tell you
some rankings
the first 4 picks are going to be the most
range
important.
right here, this is where it's going to start being a little more skilled. So the top 50 picks, okay, everybody's going to get somebody of value there. Even those rookies, even if they don't start out hot, there's 100% value here. But now this is where people can separate themselves from weaker owners in their league where you can draft better here. So as you see, Mahomes and Baker Mayfield are going to come up in this area. So there's still a quarterback in this area if you still want someone's help. There are still receivers that can definitely carry your team if you've punted receiver or if you're looking for your second or even your third receiver. George Pickens is a guy I love in these mid rounds. He's a guy who's going to a scenario where he's got the best quarterback of his career throwing him the ball, and he was doing pretty well with mid quarterbacks when he was in Pittsburgh, wouldn't you say?
Dude, I'm totally zoned out into
You're
that,
good.
trying
You
to
do
get
that.
this
I'm just trying to not ramble as much. However, I can keep doing that. And then there's some young running backs right here with the Travion Henderson, and there's, like I said, more rookies are showing up here. Travis Hunter down there. So there's some scenarios right here where you wanna get the best value for this pick. So a lot of people, what I see is, okay, if you took a receiver, running back, quarterback, tight end with your first 4 picks, or you took two receivers or 2 running backs and you skip tight end, some people may want to reach for their tight end right here. But if you look at this board right here, there's not a tight end right here except for TJ Hawkinson. That's a guy, okay, there's some value there, but like I said, I'm taking George Pickens over TJ Hawkinson, or I would even go take David Montgomery there just to get some touchdowns if I don't have my running back yet. Xavier Worthy is a guy who I expect to get a lot of volume this year, especially with Rashee Rice, who's at number 60 there. He's probably going to miss a couple weeks with suspension, so you never know there. It's been my experience, too, in these leagues. Like I said, this is year 20 of my fantasy experience. I've never seen anybody go undefeated, and I've never seen anybody lose them all. So you're going to lose some here. So you can afford, okay, a guy's going to miss a 3-game suspension. If you are a guy who does pick a Rashee Rice there, I would want to, still be more heavy at receiver so that way you could handle the weeks that he's off. You don't want to chalk up too many losses because everybody's going to lose one, and then there's always a super bye week. I don't know if this year, I believe it's week 10. It could possibly be week 12 where there's 6 to 8 teams off. So,
all right. What do you say we just jump into the Closing with Steve draft?
We can jump right into that draft. That would actually take a little pressure off from these rankings.
You gave the rundown, the top 50, 60. I'm trying to get Zoom going in the background. I'm struggling over here. Can't figure out the input and output for the microphone, but I think we'll just jump into it and see what happens. So who's on the clock for the Closing with Steve?
So if we are going to go to the Closing with Steve 2025 Dynasty Draft, the Scranton Strangler is on the clock with the first pick.
Let's see if we can. He's in the Zoom call. I just got to figure out how I'm going to get it on here.
So I can control the
Skype
the volume from here.
Yeah. Okay.
So I've got that volume up. If we can talk to these guys, if anybody's in, and we'll test it out live here on the air. Who cares?
Yeah. So Skype kind of boned us. They said we don't want to be a thing anymore. So here we are, starting fresh. Got the fresh computer. I got to reset all the scenes. There's a lot of shit going on in the background. Excuse my French. Trying to keep it PG for the kids out there. Not that we have many, but let's see what we can do. I'm going to jump right over to the Zoom call and see what we got. So there's my window. Can't see anything. So what happens when I pull Zoom up? Will it start looking up over there? This is funky. Let's see.
I don't know. We'll see what happens if we can get him going. Either way, we'll conduct this as we go. Let me get my screen over here to the rookie rankings, and then I can just talk a little more about the rookies while you're doing that. Let me go back to this. So in the rookie draft, we just have 2 rounds. The owners are going to basically be drafting kind of off of need, but they're probably still going with...
You guys hear me?
Best available. We do hear somebody. Let's go. I'll turn the
background. It's coming through the speakers on the computer, though, so I'm trying to sort it out. Don't know if you can hear us.
Talks about that. We'll figure. I just saw some guys on this screen here. I thought that was John. Anyway,
probably should have did a test run of this, but
yeah. Well, we're not exactly the most put together. Ooh, I just noticed too my legs shaking under the table. Like I said, nerves, bro. We just hop on a microphone and try to make this happen. We had a vision.
We had the sheet for the front. We didn't have time to put it in there, but
yeah.
The background looks good, right?
Okay, so we do have John on standby, the owner of the Scranton Strangler, and we're pretty sure who John's going to take with his first pick, but we'll let him talk, and we'll do that pick live on the air as soon as Brian figures this out. But in the meantime, while Brian's figuring it out, I'm going to go over the rookie rankings here real quick. The consensus number 1 is Ashton Genty. The kid ran wild in college football last year, and there's not really much separation where you would pick anyone else. Every single rookie dynasty draft I seen has him going number one. I would assume John's going to make that selection too. Looking more into the rankings, Omarion Hampton, I spoke on him a little bit when I was talking about those rankings. He's going into a great situation. Again, he may have to compete a little bit. There may be some timeshare there, but old Harbaugh sure does love to run the ball there. So, and they have a great offensive line. So those for me, those are the consensus top two picks in any draft. It gets a little tricky after that. I'm going off of rankings from one of our favorite sites, not my own personal rankings, but Ted McMillan for Carolina, big-bodied receiver, 6'5", 200 something. He's just a huge target. He's going to a revamped Carolina Panthers offense. He's the consensus number one receiver in this draft. I could see people making an argument for Travis Hunter, who comes in these rankings at number 5. I've seen him ranked as high as number 3 for rookies. Little interested to see where these two go in our league. Travion Henderson, he's the third ranked running back. He's fourth on this particular list that I'm looking at. He's a hot commodity. Again, he's going into a decent situation. New coaching staff there. They love to run the ball. They drafted offensive line heavy. Like I said, it looks exciting out of New England, seeing what we could get. But rounding out the rankings, a couple more running backs. R.J. Harvey out of Denver, who's going into a great situation. That's a Sean Payton offense. Again, they love to use the running backs more than just rushing. So, especially in fantasy and in a PPR league, when you can get a running back who has value catching passes, oh my God, it's going to do wonders for your team. Caleb Johnson going into a decent situation in Pittsburgh again, or a good run the ball team. They don't necessarily wow you, but at the end of the day, they get consistent stats there. And then it goes into a couple receivers rounding out the top 10. Emeka Mbuka, Matthew Golden. Those are guys that, temper expectations when you get to rookies who aren't necessarily going into a number 1 or a number 2 role. So these guys are probably going into a slot receiver role or whatever. So you may not get as many targets, but in a dynasty league, you are looking to build for the future. And these guys, by year 2 or 3, I could see them easily both being top 10 wide receivers. 10, 11, 12, 13, it gets a little tricky here. There's tight ends. There's 2 consensus top tight ends, Tyler Warren, Colston Loveton. They're ranked 10th and 12th here. Going into decent situations. Tyler Warren, Indianapolis. Daniel Jones just got named as starting quarterback today. I know he's typically frowned upon as a quarterback. Okay, the guy's not going to win a Super Bowl. I'm never going to pound the table for that. But, I was a fan of him last year, and I stuck up for him when they were crapping on him pretty bad, and he had a decent week. He was QB6 that week, and I don't think he's going to be terrible. I do think he will utilize the tight end position, but by year 2 or 3, they get the quarterback position figured out, and this kid just went nuts at Penn State. I'm pretty high on Tyler Warren. And then Colston Loveland, again, he's going into a situation where they got a new offense in Chicago. They do have a good quarterback, Caleb Williams, year 2. We'll see what he can do this year. But they have a lot of weapons there where they can spread the ball around a lot. DJ Moore, Romo Dunze, and then he's still fighting with Cole Kmet for tight end in his own position. And then from there, it's pretty much more receivers. Jaden Higgins is a name going to Houston. I did watch a little bit of that preseason game, honestly, and the kid made a wonderful catch. We start getting down here, and I'll be honest, Brian, I don't know a lot about these guys. I consider myself a ball knower. I watch lots of TV. I've probably seen 4 football preseason games, and that is a lot, especially when only one of them was my team, the Cincinnati Bengals. I watched a couple games, and I got through them, but then there's names where you don't know, but you're just going to have to do your research. So in a regular draft league, you're not picking any of these guys. Once we get down to 13, there's names here. They're going to be available if you want them later in your redraft league. But in the dynasty league, these are guys where people with their second pick, they're looking for. It's pretty much a crapshoot here. You're just going to draft off a need when you're in round 2. Am I going to take running back? Am I going to take receiver? I don't even know. I'm not sure 2 quarterbacks are going to be taken with these 2 rounds of our draft. So I'm not exactly sure, what we're going to do there. If there's more than 2 tight ends taken, I do feel like people are going to load up on running back. For rookies, it's definitely a running back deep draft. And I've spoken with a couple of the owners in the Dynasty League, Closing with Steve 2025, and I kind of got a sense of, what people's needs are for this. But, in a lot of these situations, Brian, the rookies aren't going to help right away. you're going to get some that are going to help you more in the future, which is more so what a dynasty draft is about than instant results. Even with Mr. Genty, like I said, he's consensus number one. I don't necessarily expect him to come out, Brian, and be putting up 100-yard weeks with 2 touchdowns every week.
Yeah, you never know. It's a gamble. So we're gonna have to scrap the Zoom call. It's I can't figure this out.
Zoom's not
It's
working.
trying to figure it out on the fly. We're just kind of falling apart. The Skype was fine. It was easy to share the Skype. For some reason, can't pick the Zoom. Trying to figure out the peripherals of the new computer setup here with the mic inputs and the outputs and all that. So we're just gonna do this old style. We're gonna phone it in, and we're gonna share a special draft camera. We'll have Mike, the commish, come in and give the picks as we get them. So in between, we'll continue talking. I'll jump in a little more here. Keep Mike off the spotlight. Yeah, we got 10 people watching right now. Probably mostly the Closing with Steve League. We might have 1 or 2 other people, but
Well, either way, that doesn't sound like a lot of people, but as my guy D-Rock said last year, if you put all them people in the room right here, well, number one, it's going to add to the nerves. But
we got a Twitch bot that's advertising free viewers for cheap.
Oh yeah, well, yeah,
We're full of
Twitch.
it.
I'm sure because we do numbers on Twitch. So anyway, we're just gonna have to sit here and go through picks, Brian, as we sit here and try to do that. We can keep some rankings in the background, so it can just be vanilla talk. You can just click on some guys here and there. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and put John on the clock, the owner of the Scranton Strangler, and we're just going to see with the first pick in this draft who he's interested in. I'm pretty sure, like I said, I know how this is going to go. And again, sorry to the guys that this didn't work.
Yeah, we'll just have to sort it out before the season starts to our regularly scheduled Sunday morning show. So we'll have some time to figure it out. Like I said, this is all fresh setup, so we're bound to have some hiccups. But hey, if you look at the beginning of last year to now, I'd say we're doing all right.
We know what we're doing. We just tried something different here, and that's okay. And then we didn't really have high expectations for this. I mean, I would like people after the fact, because the live I didn't expect to get a lot of viewers, but after the fact, if people go in, look at some different strategies, we were hoping to pull off a mock draft here. But okay, so I got the pick right here. How do you want me to do this, Brian? You want me to head over there and we're gonna do 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 do.
Hey, that was pretty good. So
Yeah,
with
I was
that,
practicing.
I got something special here. So we'll transition. Give me a moment. Do your jive. Do the jingle.
Go this way.
You gotta say the jingle.
Do 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 do.
The pick is in. The first pick in the Closing with Steve Fantasy Football League Season 3 Rookie Draft. And we have Mike the Commissioner. Boo, boo. All right. We're going to head the mic over to Mike. He's going to make the first pick.
With the first pick in the 2025 Closing with Steve Dynasty League Rookie Draft, the Scranton Strangler has selected running back Ashton Genty. California Wildfire, you're on the clock.
Hey, that wasn't awkward at all. I'll take it.
Well, like I said, execution.
And we're back. Look at that.
Execution may be a problem,
It's all good.
but
It's
the vision is there. And then again, we are a family show, so you will hear our families sometimes in the background. That means someone's here.
Charlie Moose are freaking out. What do we got going on?
I do have Matt's pick, but
Nothing's going on.
are we live? Are we still rolling?
Oh, we're rolling. So
Okay, we're
let's just
going.
take a second. Let's pull up the Closing with Steve League and take a look at it.
Ooh, that's a good idea to put it in there, and then that way we can talk a little bit about these picks.
Just got to remember my password here, so
Dun, dun, dun.
bear with us.
You do your thing. So the California Wildfire are on the clock.
Let's get
He texted me his pick earlier in case he is not available, but we'll give him a couple minutes here while you're getting that together. We'll give him a few seconds. I'm pretty sure he was locked in on that. So I'll just go skedaddle over there and do the thing again if you want.
we can scatter over there and do the thing. Is there music
Okay,
coming?
Matt
I hear
has
the music
just
coming.
Matt has just did that.
Okay.
Do 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 do.
The pick is in. Oh, he's disappearing. Don't mind him. Nothing to see here. I'm just slacking on the scene transition. Bam! There he is. Awkward microphone transition incoming.
Okay, standing on the X. With the second pick in the 2025 Closing with Steve Dynasty League Draft, the California Wildfire have selected running back Omarion Hampton. Detroit Ballers, you're on the clock. Okay, that's a good.
All right, we'll take that one. Throw the logo up there for our transition. Make it a
How
little
about that
smoother.
logo? That logo looks good. Brand new logo this year, bro.
Brand new. Did anyone notice that?
Maybe.
I think solid.
I may have told a
Fits
couple
circle.
people about it. Again, we're trying. We're going to get copyrighted and everything. So, let me just text the next owner. The Detroit Ballers. I remember last year he didn't have a selection in the first round. He did not pick until like the teens. And now he is the third pick in the draft.
Detroit Ballers. Did he trade away his pick last year? Is that what happened?
He traded away his pick, and he's a wild card here. So I've talked to him a couple times about who he would pick, and he said a couple different things. So this could go either way. We'll give him a minute here as you're still trying to pull up that league. I'll shoot him another text too. He is at work right now, so that will slow up him a little bit, but let me just check with him and we'll see what he says.
All right. Let's take it.
And again, and then any of these guys I can call. Everybody's aware that I may call at the last second, and we'll see what he says. So we'll give him a little second here. But okay, let me just mark this down. I had brought my pen and paper just in case I needed it. Okay, so those two picks, Brian, those went exactly how I expected them to go. There was no suspense for me. It was just which owners were making those selections, who traded up, who traded down.
Do we get a rookie list out there that we were going off of?
So I have a list on here, but there is some in the Google Drive. If you want to open it up, those three are actually in there. If you want to pull those up,
I might just jump to the site and be easier instead of importing.
but if you do
images.
that, Fantasy Pros does have a section that is just for rookies, and then that's what I'm looking off of here. Again, those two are the consensus too. Those are running backs going into great situations. Even Genty. It's not the best situation, but it's still a good situation, and he's a great player. And I just got the third pick, so
the pick is in.
Yeah, we're not using the real sound effect for copyright infringement issues, but anyway, let me skedaddle over there. I'm on TV giving picks. With the third pick in the Closing with Steve 2025 Dynasty Draft, the Detroit Ballers have selected Travis Hunter. That puts Washington Sentinels on the clock at pick 4.
Wow, Travis Hunter. Do you think that was a stretch at pick 3, or is that right around where
I
he's supposed to go?
don't. I feel like that was normal. We should have been doing the boos. Do I have a boo button for when I go over there? You gotta.
I gotta
You
learn how
gotta
to.
boo me
I don't
when
know
you
where the
go over there. You're
buttons are.
supposed to boo
I don't
the
know where the buttons
commissioner.
are, man.
Well, actually, there is no boo button. It's
No
weird. You
boo?
can do like gunshots, but.
Oh,
But
I don't want that.
anyway, so okay, if we got Travis Hunter at 3.
Here, hold on, let me,
So I talked to him before. He was on Hunter, but
Hunter, yeah, it's looking like he's ranked 4 by Fantasy Pros. So let me get the browser up in the window. I need to make a new scene. Clearly, we weren't prepared for this. We're still working out the wrinkles live with you, so you can see what it takes to do this sort of thing.
live on the air.
It's not as easy as you would think. It's takes a lot. So let's see. Oh my God, what browser?
So in the typical, or the ranking right now, the current ranking, they have Travis Hunter at 5. But again, this is based off of they're updating it through the preseason. McMillan and Henderson, they've had pretty good preseason so far, and they're going to be in situations where their volume is going to be heavy. So
Yeah,
as we got
so
it
you
on
should be
the
able to see
screen there.
that now, right?
Yeah, so that's basically what I was talking about.
Yeah,
Now
overall
you can see it in picture.
2025 Dynasty rookie ranking. So again, on the Dynasty League, we just
You can
draft
switch
rookies.
it to PPR as well, Brian.
Did I have it on? It is PPR right now.
Okay, so what is mine on?
I got
I got mine
ECR
on an average draft position, so we're
at
good.
ADP.
Yeah. So, well,
Okay,
either way, that
so
no matter there. So, okay, that pick could have went any way though. He could have went running back there easily. So now we're starting to get into the thick of things. Where at pick 4,
yeah, so
and this
let's
person,
write them down and
I'm locked and loaded. I got us written down.
yeah. We should have. I think we should have printed out the draft order ahead of time. We could have had a little card to go off of, but
That's a
we
good
live and learn.
idea.
This is for next year. We're getting it out there. We're gonna sort it out. So, yeah, we're rolling along. Pick 4. Who's on the clock?
So that is Jake, the owner of the Washington Sentinels.
Oh, okay.
And Jake, this pick was in he was in the second slot, and he made a trade that shook up the draft a little bit. And California wanted to move up; they wanted one of those running backs, and they made a trade. I believe Odunze and Blake Corum were swapped, and those picks were swapped, so California could move up. And Washington's in a great position right here. They can still get a top tier running back, and the best receiver in the rankings is still available here. So this one's up in the air, and then that would put Pat in Vegas on the clock. So Pat's the only one I haven't spoke to today. So hopefully
Pat's on the clock.
no, Jake is on the
Jake's
clock
on the
right
clock.
now.
Is he? Are they texting you directly or through the group chat? Direct?
Well, they can be in the group chat if they want, but I've got the last 2 separately. But do 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 do
I gotta
do.
crop our legs out of this.
Yeah, like I said, and then I'll be all shaky.
Hold on.
Oh, the pick is in. I do have the 4th pick.
What do you think about a guest picker or a guest announcer?
Ooh, I'm okay with that too.
Okay with that? All right.
Yeah.
Let's try something here. Okay, so all you do is click on. You just click transition once I'm over there. What's the pick? Okay.
R.J. Harvey, running back.
R.J. Harvey. What's his team name? Washington Sentinel?
Yeah.
4th pick?
This one?
Yep. Ooh, switching spots here. Bet you didn't expect to see me. I'm here to announce the 4th pick in the 2025 Closing with Steve Fantasy Football Rookie Draft. Does that go close enough? Close enough.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Washington Sentinels with the 4th pick select
R.J. Harvey.
R.J. Harvey, running back. Out of what college? We have no idea.
Man, not me. I
No
don't know.
idea. That's who he's got, running back R.J. Harvey.
And
All
that
right.
puts Las Vegas on the clock.
Yeah, that puts Las Vegas on the clock. Las Vegas Outlaws. Pat. We haven't talked to Pat, but we'll be reaching out. All right. Man, that's harder than it looks. I'm just going up there, forget everything I'm supposed to say.
Yeah, skedaddle over there.
You're
gotta-
clicking the scene transition.
Yeah, I never drove the car before, so
Never
to
drove
speak,
the car.
over there.
I mean, we're having fun though.
Okay, anyway, yeah, we're just gonna keep this moving for timing issues. So Pat, if you're listening, you're on the clock. If not, I'm about to text. Okay. And then these guys can, if they're listening, they can text in this group.
R.J. Harvey.
Sorry, and then like I said, we got to lock in here to this.
All right, so we're looking at the rankings now. So far off the board,
Harvey, that's a good pick.
yeah. So there's a few sitting out there. So we got the 3, 5, and 6 are sitting out there still, and we're
So
on the
I gotta
5th
be
pick.
honest, 5 there. I'm a little shocked to see 5 there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even 3. The number 1 receiver still on the
Henderson.
board.
Henderson, I feel like, you know, that's a guy I may have took, and then yeah, that receiver right there. So, ooh, Vegas. Vegas is locked and loaded. So, do 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 do. The pick is in.
The pick is in. All right, I'm just ending our Zoom meeting in the background here. But anyway, let's
over there.
get on the pick.
Wait, what do you say? I forgot.
Just bring the paper. Bring the paper. The people are waiting.
I'm locked and loaded. With the 5th pick in the 2025 Closing with Steve Dynasty Fantasy Football League Draft, the Las Vegas Outlaws select Ted McMillan. I'm not saying his whole first name because I don't know how to say that, but his nickname is Ted. So Ted McMillan. That puts at number 6 Santa Cruz Banana Slugs. You're on the clock.
I'm gonna work something up here while we're just chilling.
Okay, well Ben's a wild card. What's Ben?
Wild card.
Ben.
What is a banana slug even? What is that?
So it's a college, I know for sure, but man, a slug, that's what you picked as your mascot? Not Ben, I'm saying the college. But for this, I think it's a great name for Ben. You know, I like that we do how we do our league here, city oriented. We're geographically divided east and west. You have to be a city. We're not doing those kooky fantasy names that are funny or sometimes graphic. No, we wanted to be in an actual city that is pinpointable on a map. So 5 took McMillan. I know Ben is listening. So at 6, Santa Cruz. I wonder what this
had a
fellow's
flash
gonna
of
do.
flicker of electricity.
Oh, is it raining around here?
I don't know. It was weird. Let's check the camera out. See what's going on outside. That was really weird. I was gonna try to get a thing up on the board to show kind of what was going down.
Yeah.
Let me figure this out.
Yeah, how we can like mark off.
Yeah, I want to just mark it off.
Well, it was definitely too hard to make a graphic. I am pretty handy with the graphics, but I would have had to do a million different graphics if this would have went any other way.
You just gotta bear with me for a second.
But at 6, so if we're talking about Ben, man, Harvey off the board. I don't know what Ben is going to do.
I'll be honest, I didn't brush up very well on the rookies. You know, I know the main names, and I think most people would, but
right.
Didn't do my research. Just kind of wing it this year.
No, and that's cool. There's a ton of people that do that, especially when you get this far and you don't have a lot of tape. If they didn't play on your favorite college team, you weren't watching games where R.J. Harvey or you didn't watch Caleb Johnson. You didn't necessarily watch their games for any purpose, especially for this. But when you're doing your fantasy here, you're just... you know, you're in and out, especially when you're on a site that does wonderful rankings of Fantasy Pros, or whether you're on CBS, ESPN. You can always click on a guy, read up a little bit, and, you know, inform yourself there real quick. I've studied a little bit, but...
Okay, let me try this. I think I can share this list and edit it at the same time. So just give me a moment.
Yeah, you do your thing. I can just keep talking. Ben's on the clock. He's already texting. Man, so he must have really wanted McMillan. It didn't shake out that way, buddy. So, you know, being that, maybe that means he's looking for receiver. There's still some good guys on the board. Maybe he's into one of the tight ends. He just texted something, but that's got to be a joke, right?
Is this working? No, that's silly. Why won't it let me... I'm gonna go back.
Ben? I'm not sure that fella is a rookie, sir. Earth to Ben. Can somebody from the group chat confirm that that is not a rookie?
John said not a rookie.
Yeah, that's not a rookie.
Is that just a free agent? Like...
Okay, so the guys are handling that themselves.
All right, there's things going on in the background. There's confusion.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm going to operate these texts too, but I'm going to just take a picture here for Ben. You got to pick one of these guys, bro.
Yeah.
Ben, watch that fantasy show. We literally just had a list on there. Pick from one of those guys. He probably only had his heart set on that guy. Ben, I'm so sorry. It's a draft. Anything can happen in these drafts. You don't know who's going where. But hopefully he locks in. So Sounds like he wants a receiver though. Marvin Mims is a receiver, but like I said, he's not a rookie.
These scenes aren't working the way I want them
Yeah.
to. Weird.
Well, either way, lock in. Lock in, Ben. What you got? We can keep this thing moving. Like I said, there's some value here, especially running back. There's value here, receiver still. It just depends on how you want to craft your team. Some of these guys need some help right away, and some of these guys we can afford to do this. You can afford to have a guy be good for you next year or the future. But I wonder if Santa Cruz is looking at an availables list. I don't want to pinpoint you into guys because obviously we still have selections in this draft. And do 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 do.
Okay, so let me mark this up before we jump over. So I think I got it to where I can. Yeah, now you can see. Let me zoom this in. All right, so who's off the list so far?
Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 7,
2, 3,
and I'm about to make
4,
selection number
7.
6 right now. I'm gonna skedaddle on over to the draft board.
All right. One moment. Oh, transition. I blew it that time, but it's okay. All right.
It's crazy. You get right over here and you forget what you was about to say. With the 6th pick in the 2025 Closing with Steve Dynasty Draft, something. Santa Cruz Banana Slugs select Travion Henderson, running back, Ohio State. I know that because that's my team. We didn't know the last guy, but we know that one. That puts Miami is on the clock.
There you go.
Okay, we're rolling right along. How'd that go?
That was nice. So let's see.
If we take Henderson off the list, so now
pop my thing back on here. I can show you the list. So list is up on the screen now. So, man, we're kind of following the rankings here. Kind of nothing
that's
too out of the ordinary.
Pretty much how this is going to shake out anyway. We're going to start seeing, and then we have total of 20 selections, so we're going to pretty much eat up the top 24. If you could scroll up a little bit, even in that 22 to 25 range, there's like value there, but not necessarily that like we need that value,
Yeah, can't scroll on this one. I'm just sharing my snipping tool, and I can.
Oh no, well, that's perfect.
Do some markups, so.
No, that works out. So, do 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 do.
The pick is in. What are we on? 7? Pick 7?
Number 7.
That guy lost to me.
Boo. Boo.
Yeah, boo the commissioner. What are we doing here? I don't want applause. Anyway, with the 7th pick in the 2025 Closing with Steve Dynasty Rookie Draft, Miami selects running back Caleb Johnson, and that puts the Illyria Pioneers on the clock.
What are the buttons? All right, screw the transitions. We're just doing our thing now.
Okay. Well.
All right. Well, I got it marked up there, so we got. I don't know, another Ohio State guy just hanging out there for the Ohio State commissioner.
I'm locked and loaded, and my pick is in. Let me just update this real quick.
The pick is in.
Yeah, I should have just stayed over there. So I'm the 8th pick myself. And,
no, we got something else to happen. Hold on. Let's see what this looks like.
Dun, 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 dun. Or you want to announce my
weird.
pick?
Yeah, I got this.
Okay.
So let's take a little shot at something here. So.
Well, I gotta be honest. I was gonna go one way with my pick here, but the way this is shaking out, like I'm very excited to go the direction I'm gonna go.
I was hoping we were talking before the show, and I was hoping I could get this guy, but obviously it couldn't happen. You're picking right before me.
Yes.
So anyway, the pick is in. It's Brian here, co-commissioner, I guess, by accident. I had to fix the whole schedule last year. We're out there. We did week 1. The whole thing just went to shit, so I had a co-commission to fix everything. But anyway, the pick is in, and with the eighth pick, with the 2025 Closing with Steve rookie draft, the Illyria Pioneers select Amika Ibuka out of Ohio State. Wide
Oh,
receiver.
my fault. I hit the cheer button on that. I didn't mean to applaud my own pick. No, honestly, I had no idea this guy would fall to me. Thank you guys. I'm not necessarily in a need at the receiver position, but again, I like to draft by best overall available, and he's going into a great situation. Passing offense. Evans is getting a little older.
Yeah, I mean they're pass heavy team, and I'd be happy with that pick. So.
Absolutely. I know he was on your radar, and again, sorry, but that's how these shake out. But now that puts you on the clock with the ninth pick as we're moving this draft right along.
This is exactly what I didn't want to happen, just tight ends hanging out. So last year I was fortunate enough to draft the number 1 tight end in Brock Bowers. I had to trade up for that pick. This year I only have 1 pick in this draft. This is the only one. And honestly, I have no idea what I want to do. Do I snag another tight end and hold him for trade value? I think I need some help at receiver. I got a few guys that are, they looked strong at first, and then they had kind of rough years. CeeDee Lamb kind of, without a quarterback there, he's pretty much useless. Olave concussion. I have Godwin snapped his ankle in half, so I'm just, I'm struggling out here.
Yeah, and that's another thing where I like my situation just drafting Ibuka. Godwin is injury prone the last couple years, so he's going into a good situation. Brian, if you want to hang tight 1 second here, I'm trying to make a trade offer because I would like to move into the 10th spot here. So
okay.
If
Gary, are you out there? Potential trade.
So
Gary traded.
Gary traded this pick. The 10th pick belongs to the Washington Sentinels.
Yeah,
and
Jake's got like 4 picks.
Let's look over my roster, buddy. I wanna do a deal right here with you.
Hey, well, you got a minute because I have no idea what I'm doing.
So you do some research, and I can talk while I'm sitting here looking. So in this scenario, you want to trade up. I was looking to go a different direction, but the owner I'm trying to make a trade with currently has 4 picks in this draft. Maybe I could trade him somebody. Let me get on the line right with him.
What do you want to do here?
You got your work cut out for you. And I'm interested still in a couple guys. There was 4 targets of mine, and I wanted to leave with 2 of them. It's possible right now, so I'm trying to see what I can do in a fair trade offer here. This one's going to be a little bit sticky situation.
I'm just taking a peek at some rankings here, trying to figure out what I need. You look at my team, see what's going on. Man, this is tough.
Yeah, this is crazy, especially since I'm not all the way focused on the talking point, because I want to see what I can do.
No, that's all right. And this is going to be the most sketchy part of the show, trying to figure out what's going on while trying to run the show and get everything going, So let's see here. What can I do? Cross-reference a few things. See what's going on.
Okay, I sent an offer over to pick 10. Maybe he can counter offer here. I hope he's listening still. He made his pick. Okay, yeah, he read my thing.
We're sorting out pick 10 while pick 9 is on the clock. I'm probably running out of time here. You got an hourglass going?
So, yeah, I didn't do nothing with a time limit, but most of this, the reason why I look so late is just because we started so late. But
Gotcha.
I'll tell you what, I ate about a half a gummy before I got here, and I'm kind of getting a little hungry.
Flying high. Man, I'm running my 3rd cup of coffee today. And I had a little reaction to some cat hair in my eye, and it fucked me up. I'm out here taking Benadryls, waking up out of a coma, basically. So here I am trying to, scramble this show together. It's gonna, I don't know. I think I might just do what I don't want to do. I might go tight end. I might do it. Don't want to do it, but I still might do it. All right. Screw it. You ready?
Yeah.
The pick is in.
You want to do the sound? You want to try it? It's
Telepathy?
been fun.
I don't know.
I
I don't
want
have
to
it.
do the sound. Do 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 do.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah, you nailed it, bro.
Nailed it? No,
Almost.
don't flatter me.
All
All
right,
right.
go ahead. Tell the people who you got.
Tell the people I got. I can't announce my own pick. What is this?
Okay, I'll get over there. Let me mosey on over there. You ready for the transition?
Yeah, maybe Moose wants to announce the pick.
I'm trying to move into that 10 spot.
Who you
Wait,
got?
you gotta tell me the pick.
Oh, the Michigan guy.
Okay.
Hold on, we gotta switch the camera.
I'm back, and I'm real excited to announce this pick. Anyway, number 9th pick. What's your team name again?
Haddonfield Slashers.
Haddonfield Slashers selects Colston Loveland, tight end, out of that team up north.
Hey, boo! Where's the
There's
boo
no
button?
boo button.
Dang it.
Anyway, that puts Washington Sentinels back on the clock.
Oh man, we're struggling today. But I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
at
all
this
right.
point, we're just having fun with our bros, so it is what it is. I didn't expect to get an Emmy off of this episode.
Jaws said I have a great tight end and Dolphins taste good. The chat is going down.
Okay, so I'm out here. Like I said, I'm in trade situations here. So
Trade situations in the background. You're on the clock, so can we start a timer? I can run a timer.
hold on. Yeah. Let me see.
What do you think? 5 minutes? We'll do a 5-minute timer. I probably
Let's see
took more
what
than
this
5.
says. Yeah, I mean, this guy doesn't have to make the trade with me, but
All right, we got potential trade offers. The phone's ringing in the background. Mike's hard at work. I'm out here. Hey, Moose, come here. Come here, Moose. Get the puppy dog on the show.
I'll just try
Moose.
this again.
Come here. Come here. Come say hi to everybody.
Man, I really don't want to. There's only a couple people I would trade anyway, but
Moose is on the
I
show.
really want to make this happen.
So Moose. Moose is a good boy. Yep. Moose. Good boy, Moose.
Okay.
Moose is on the show. Anything to
Okay.
say?
I sent an updated trade offer. I don't know if that's okay.
Moose is
let
a
me
camera
see.
shy. Updated trade offer.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Like I said, this 10th spot, I really want to get into this spot.
There you go, Moose. Moose, we're on TV.
I got some value, but if I don't make this trade, I'm gonna lose out on the guy. I won't pick again until 18.
Pick again at 18. I have no more picks.
I
just throwing
won't
darts.
take up too much time trying to do this. We'll see here with Jake. If he wants to make a pick, he can make a pick.
So let's go back to my little snippet tool here. So we got
Loveland is off the board.
Loveland's off the board.
So, like I said, there's still, look at the next 4 picks right there with receivers. No one's taken a quarterback yet. I don't necessarily expect that. However, if someone did take a quarterback, Cam Ward is the guy. He just seems like a good young kid. I don't know what you know about him, Brian, but I've seen some interviews. Just seems like a good kid. He's definitely got the stats. Football guy. If somebody's going that route. But there's a lot of receivers available right there. A couple fast guys. Burden, I know Burden's real fast there.
No quarterbacks off the board yet. Shador's not up there. I think they named Joe Flacco the starter. Did they?
Joe Flacco is the starter. I don't trust too much of what. This is a good idea from somebody. Let me just try to call Jake, man. Brian, go ahead and talk about some guys for me.
Talk about some guys. All right. Let's see what we got going on. What do the people want to see? Moose is getting some clout in the chat, so that's cool. We got Mike over here on FaceTime. I think he's got to talk to the Washington Sentinels here in the background. He's got 2 minutes left, so it's crunch time. Is he going to get the pick in time? We don't know.
I'll abide by a time limit there. If we don't get a deal done, I'm not going to be heartbroken.
So what do we think about the new background? So we got the black sheet up. There's no more basement walls. You can't see the sewer pipe anymore. So I think we feel pretty classy about it. The jerseys look pretty bright on the wall. They're popping. I think we could fill in some space. But you see what we're trying to do. We're trying to get a few extra camera angles in here. We got 3 webcams, so we're a little more flexible with what we were trying to do. We threw up a sheet for Mike to do his little commissioner walk in. Next year we're gonna need a podium, the whole shebang. We get a live audience in here.
What's up, brother?
Oh, there's conversations going on. Top secret commissioner stuff.
Which
Washington
one?
Sentinels, Illyria Pioneers. But,
That's who you want to take?
I'll see if I can get the rankings back up. So
Uh,
who's left out there?
That's who
Let's
I'm
take a look.
interested in, if we're being honest. That's
So
who
we
I'm
got
interested
Tyler Warren, tight end 1. Probably rookie still on the board.
So you
Matthew
wanna just
Golden.
lock in and
Few
pick,
receivers.
no
There's
deal?
4 receivers here looking
Okay,
pretty
sounds good. Either way, like I said, it
enticing.
was
We
worth
only
the
had
talk.
2 off the board.
Okay, I'm going to try to
4
get the
left.
show moving along, okay?
So I think something's happening.
All right, brother. Thanks, Jake.
I think the pick might be in. We got 50 seconds left. You want to give him a rundown, Mike? What's going on?
Pick is in, and there's no deal. That's okay. We couldn't get to a trade. He likes the guy the same as I do. Would you
Okay.
want me to run over, skedaddle over? Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
You can do your own pick. I can do it. Do another.
You want to do a pick?
Yeah.
Do a pick. We'll just
Do a
do the
pick?
pick right here from the desk.
Do the pick from the deck.
With the 10th pick, he took number 8 right there. So
Took number 8. Hold on. Let me get the main going. So.
Dun, dun,
Oh,
dun.
okay. I gotcha. We blew it. The suspense is gone. But with the 10th pick in the Closing with Steve Dynasty Fantasy Football League rookie draft, the Washington Sentinels via trade with the what's Gary's team name? Allenville Mean Machine. Select. You said number 8 there. Tyler Warren, tight end.
Oh my God! So this is one of my targets. He was picked 15th, I believe, in the actual NFL draft.
Okay.
It's just a big body target. One of the most sure-handed pass-catching tight ends coming out in the last few years. Maybe won't do the numbers.
How do you feel about Daniel Jones throwing to him though?
So, like, this is a scenario for me where, again, you know how I've stated before how I feel about tight ends. I don't have the most value on them, but in 2 years, in 3 years, this guy's going to be top 2 or 3 tight end, as long as they get steady at the quarterback position.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not as down on Daniel Jones as the rest of the league, so I want to be known as a Daniel Jones fan or supporter. I mean, clearly he won that job. Maybe just a fresh start. We've seen it with Sam Darnold or Geno Smith going to a new scenario, fresh start, right people in place. You can have some success. So I'm not going to dump on Daniel Jones because too many people already do that anyway. I'll be a supporter, not a hater. But
well, what do you say? So we're an hour 15 in. We just got through the first round of the rookie draft.
Yeah.
We might be able to chop it off here and do some, offline videos like we did in the past. We might be able to do another special and just run through them. We just announce them during the show, get them preloaded. We could run a quick round 2 show. I don't know. We've got a few options. I think, we started a little later than we wanted to. We're going on 9 o'clock. Bedtime starting soon here.
Yeah,
in the
let's see.
Wilczek house. So.
Gang, how quick can we do round 2, or do you want to pick this up later? Or we just do round 2 over text? We could just do round 2 over text the rest of the night.
Yeah,
if that's okay
and then
with
we
everybody.
could cook something up for the show if we want to share there. But that's our first round of the Closing with Steve Dynasty Rookie Draft, and the top 10 off the list are the ones that that we left with. So that's.
Okay, so we're lock and load. Let's just bring it back to us. What do you want to do? Just round this out then, preview what we got coming up, and then we'll just conduct this draft with these guys here within the next few minutes, just without the TV, so we don't have to do any of this.
Yeah, let's do that. So
Okay.
I think we're wiped out. We threw this together last minute. Obviously, we're doing our thing out here. We're working out the kinks. It's preseason, as I mentioned, so. But I think, we put a lot into the thought and setup for this year, and we are definitely set up for future success. If you look at what we did last year, we're just going to be fun with it. Come out here every week and just, obviously, once the leagues start popping off, I'm going to be more invested in it and more time to study on it. So
Yeah, and, like I said, we're locked and loaded. We've grown in areas we needed to grow. We just got to tighten up a little bit. So we'll probably just sign off for this, and then everybody here in this group chat in the Closing with Steve Dynasty League, we'll just do the rest through text here the rest of the night, and just so we can hurry this up.
Cool.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in for this, whatever it was. It was our attempt. It was a preseason try for us. Again, we're grateful for our small following. Got over some nerves there in the middle part of it, but can't wait to get locked and loaded for a full NFL season where we can sit here and bring our own rankings. We're no longer partnered with Fantasy Pros, even though we use them today.
That was not a partnership, just for legal reasons.
Yeah, we can use them.
We just promote their site. And
But we are fans of them. And if you're drafting, literally, there's plenty of helpful sites. Hopefully, when I was rambling while you were getting all that together, you picked up some different styles. You don't have to reach for people. Do some research, and please mock draft if you're doing regular drafts. Please practice. It does help. It'll help prepare you for chaos or just in general building a good team, which is the goal for fantasy football.
You want to try the new camera?
What do you say? Check out this camera angle. So pan to it like Office. And
Pan to it?
yeah, I'll just pan to it. I'll say something like a joke and then be like Jim.
You're live on it.
We're live?
Yep.
Yeah, so we're real funny guys over here. Anyway, man, I appreciate everybody joining us. Like I said, we're family guys. We got to get on with our night here. So we'll wrap this up.
We know we're awkward. We'll work on it.
Yeah, sorry.
It's part
everybody.
of the show.
Right on, bro.
All right, well, that's it. We're going to jump to the logo and sign off for us. So
bye, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.